What's up, guys? Welcome back to CNA Films and Animation. Well, this week we are reviewing...
What the hell? No. It's not there.
What's not
Just
there?
get this review over with.
Okay.
Don't ask, let's just get it over with.
Okay. This week we are reviewing the 2013 film, Carrie.
Yes. Obviously it came out in 2013, starred Chloe Grace Moretz, Julianne Moore, Judy Greer, and a few teenagers, I forgot their names. But anyway, want to tell the story for this one?
Okay, it's this high school girl, her name is Carrie. She's not really popular in school.
No!
What? Nothing there. What?
Hey. Okay. She's in high school. She's picked on by a lot of people. And basically, shit starts going down when she gets her period in the middle of the shower. The girls' locker room and everything. The girls heavily pick on her, and they basically torment her, throwing tampons on her.
Yes, and one of them records it.
And they post it on YouTube, where everybody sees it. And so Carrie, is obviously tormented and everything. She goes home to her mother, who is a devout religious freak, who is, very demanding, very...
Yes, no matter what you do, you've sinned.
Yeah.
If you walk down the street wrong, you have sinned to
Exactly.
the Lord. You need to repent now.
Yeah, and so she throws Carrie in the closet, telling her to ask for forgiveness and for, all of her wrongdoings, even though she did nothing wrong.
Yes.
And, so she's tormented, she's picked on, she doesn't have any friends.
And she slowly notices that she has this gift, this power, and it's building up inside of her.
Yeah.
Which it's telekinesis.
Yeah, it's a telekinetic power,
Yeah.
and she's able to move objects, for those who don't know what telekinesis is.
Yeah, and the story really depicts around prom, one of the girls that torments her wants to make it right.
Mm-hmm.
And everything goes wrong really fast
At prom.
Yeah, and it turns into a revenge story, pretty much.
Yeah. Carrie was written by Stephen King. It was his first novel, and he and I have both read the book. I don't remember the book nearly as well as he does, but when we left the theater, he said what?
For the most part, for me, from what I remember of the book, it followed it pretty well.
Mm-hmm.
They updated it for some parts.
Yeah.
This film would be easier to make in the 70s when it was written
Mm-hmm.
than now, because we have the internet and different social media.
Yeah.
This girl's torment would have been everywhere, which would have made it that much worse. And I thought they did a fair job of it.
Mm-hmm.
Towards the end, it starts really losing its connection here and there.
Mm-hmm.
But overall, a lot of the main stuff they kept in the story.
Yeah.
And it worked really well.
Yeah.
I can't compare it to the first adaptation,
Mm-hmm.
movie adaptation. I've not seen it.
I have, and honestly, there's the film, 2013 film, does a good job at depicting a lot of the elements from the book, and it also pays a lot of homage to the 1976 film.
Yes.
There's elements that are directly from the 1976 film. There are elements that are directly from the book. I mean, it kind of meshes both together.
Yeah.
And some of it works, some of it doesn't. I mean, yeah.
Let's see. I like that they kept a lot of the stuff from the book. Especially the I don't want to say ending, but the end of the story, not necessarily the end of the movie. They kept that pretty close, and the whole prom scene was fairly close. They do add a more of a revenge thing.
Yeah.
Like that's when Carrie puts out her revenge. In this movie, it's more, I guess, calculated because she goes after specific people first. In the book, it's just a lash out.
Yeah. And that's kind of what it was like in the 1976 film as well. It was more of a lash out than it was a calculated thing. But, I mean, it works for what it's going for, I suppose.
It does.
I have a couple of issues with this movie. First off, I have a hard time, this movie has an updated take on it. It's a more modern film.
Yeah.
However, some of the elements in this film work better in the 1970s. Specifically, the school setting, the way the teacher reacts to the students and stuff,
and
the way the mother is as well.
Yeah.
1970s was a very interesting time period. There's, with the school district, they were a little more lenient than they are today, especially after 9/11 and everything. They're very strict and very...
Yeah, something as big as that of what happened to Carrie,
would have at least, suspended the kids or, put them in detention.
All of them that were involved.
And the teacher wouldn't have been responsible for expelling the students.
Yeah, the principal and
so, I mean, there's a little bit of a disconnect there.
Yeah.
And also, Julianne Moore's character, she plays the mother, and there are some people that are very devout Christians, and they are very, they go to the extremes. I think of Westboro Baptist Church, and, there's other people that are not even related to them that do, go to the extreme measure.
Yeah. From the book, I remember she was an extreme woman. I think she did cause herself bodily injury to repel sins or something along those lines. And this one, she does it very often, even if she's just standing there.
Yeah.
She'll do it. I think they updated it. She worked in a quilting place in the book, and this she's a dry cleaner / knitter. It works for her, so I'm not going to really drive much on that. I didn't like of the people who bully Carrie. There's, I don't even remember her name. Mean Girl 1. Let's just go with that. Because it was stereotypical mean girl. There it is.
Yeah.
The way she talks to the teacher, she cusses at her, argues with her. Are you going to school? Drop out. Not drop out. Detention. Kicked out, expelled from school for a week or something.
Yeah.
That conflict. Don't see. Let's see. There's a scene where Mean Girl is trying to get her lawyer father to get her back to the prom, and there's this whole thing saying that she made the video. If she didn't, prove it and whatnot. In the book, they talk about a court case that protects, the lawyer says, this court case protects my little girl from blah 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 blah, so you can't do anything about it.
Okay.
And the principal retorts, you do realize that such and such case also goes for Carrie, so what you're saying is null and void, and you can be countersued, which causes the lawyer to shut up and like, okay, we're done here, we're leaving, and it goes on. I would have thought with him being a lawyer and this being modern times, they continue with that.
Okay.
I'm just saying, the way they have the principal, I doubt he would be able to retort that strongly, because he pretty much he wants to get rid of that. But he also did that in the book too. So, but you can't adapt everything.
But going back to, my thoughts, I could not see the mother being as extreme as she was in the modern time.
Oh yeah. Some are, but
it's rare. It's rare to see. And also, another glaring thing that I have a big issue with in this movie is Chloe Grace Moretz. Love her to death. She is an amazing young actress. She is in several of my favorite movies of the recent years.
She did really well in this.
Yeah, she does really well in this. Don't get me wrong, okay? Yeah, but I cannot see her as Carrie.
Yeah.
She is a great actress. I think that she is going to stay strong in later years and stuff as her career grows. But I just think it was a poor choice in the casting to have her be Carrie. She's not really that scary looking. If you saw the 1976 film, Sissy Spacek had a look to her that was odd about her. There was something not right with her. With Chloe Grace Moretz, she's just a pretty girl.
Yeah.
Nothing odd about her, nothing too plain. I mean, it's just
she does look cute. She looks scared throughout the movie. Not really like the outcast. She just looks terrified. Which I guess for what they were going for, it works. But even though without makeup, she does look a little too cute to play the character.
I don't know. I couldn't buy her as Carrie.
Yeah.
Even though she did a great job, it's just
her acting's superb for it.
Yeah. It's just I couldn't see her as it. Special effects, specifically like the prom scene, was a little too over the top, I thought. I mean, yeah, you're going to have to do that stuff, the telekinesis, and it felt a little too CGI heavy.
Yeah, it was a little heavier in some spot than I would have liked. But some of it they kind of had to. They have a book on a string. It was kind of silly, but yeah.
But it's an okay movie.
Yeah.
Wouldn't necessarily say to go rush out and see it, but I mean, if you're interested, it's not a bad one to see.
If you're looking for I wouldn't really call it a horror film. It's not really scary.
A supernatural thriller?
Yeah, I would go with that. Supernatural thriller. With Halloween, it's close.
Yeah. But it's not bad for your money. So, what would you give this?
I did like that they kept fairly close to the book. They updated it where they could, and I could see it. Some choices weren't that great. Some were pretty good, but I'd give it an 8, I think.
Okay.
How about you?
Yeah, I did like this movie. I did have, quite a few issues with it, but I still had a good time watching it. Probably go with a 7 out of 10. Yeah, it's not bad. So, tell us, guys, have you seen Carrie, 2013 film? If you have, what'd you think of it? Did you like it? Did you dislike it? Have you read the book? If you have, did you like the book? And how did it compare to 2013 film? Or at least, how well do you think it compared? Would you see the 1976 film if you have, what you think of it, and comparison to the 2013 film? Share your thoughts, comment below, let us know. We'd love to hear your feedback. If you guys like this video, be sure to like, favorite, subscribe.
Don't forget to check out our other videos and like us on Facebook and follow us on Twitter. If you have any other movie suggestions or TV suggestions, be sure to let us know in the comments.
And as always, I'm Corey.
I'm Alan.
We'll see you guys in the next one.
See you guys later.